Oh, where the hell is it? Where the oh. Oh, sorry everyone, sorry. I was just looking. I was looking around for Anson Mount. He must be about somewhere. Anyway, this is my review for Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 3. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Yes, welcome back to my latest review for the latest episode of Star Trek Strange New World, a weekly series that I bring you. Last week was somewhat late, a day and a half late. Sorry about that. I'm back to normal as of now. So here we are with this new episode, episode 3, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, or whatever this episode was called. Yes, Anson Mount, where are you? You were the draw for me for this show. You really were. And you're not in it. Alas, you weren't in the first episode. You were in the second. And where are you in this episode? Apart from at the end. Not good. So, anyway, this episode here. It's a story that follows Singh, Khan's great, whatever she might be. Anyway, it's a time travel episode. It sees her going about her daily business. She then, some geezer appears out of nowhere, just happens to appear and gives her this device that sort of has transported her to, well, she finds out that there's been an attack on Earth in the past. It's changed to present, but she's immune to it for whatever reason, sci-fi logic, and she enters the bridge, and lo and behold, Anson Mount is off doing something else. He's not there, like I said, and Kirk's in charge of the ship. Kirk's there. They question who she is. No one knows. And then we get a thing on screen, a distress call from a ship, or ship asking for help. It's Spock, just to, conveniently let you know that Spock isn't part of the bridge crew and that he's elsewhere. And we're in this alternate, strange timeline. She asks for Kirk's help. Her and Kirk happen to get sent back to the 21st century, kind of present day, where they've got to try and fit in. They steal some clothes. They see a bridge explosion. The bridge explosion has occurred because of a bomb, and Singh concurs that it's caused by a certain kind of bomb that hasn't been created yet. All this sort of stuff. There's, I don't know. Wow. Okay. The episode is a time travel episode completely, right? It's all set in the past. It is Singh, Khan's great-granddaughter, or whatever she might be, and Kirk, the new Kirk, who is nothing like Kirk. I don't mind the actor. I don't mind the character that he's playing, but the character he's playing is not the Kirk that we know. Yes, I know this is an alternate timeline version and all this, but even when we first saw him in the last season, it wasn't Kirk. Well, I quite like him. I'd prefer it more if he was a different character, I think. But anyway, so the whole episode revolves around these two, and they get some great screen time. They get some great stuff to do. They have a nice chemistry between one another, the two actors. I think it's great, and it's nice to see her taken out of her, her current storyline, the storyline where she feels oppressed. She feels like, because of her namesake, everyone's got it in for her, so that she's carrying this history to her name and all this sort of a thing. And here she can let that go, because Kirk has never heard of Khan. This sort of stuff has never happened, because the goings on have altered back in time and all this sort of a thing. Kirk gets killed in this episode. Spoiler warning. Yeah, he gets killed. He gets shot towards the end. Obviously, it's not our Kirk. It's this alternate timeline Kirk that gets killed. But it's a nice scene. Ultimately, it's not a bad episode. It's not a bad episode. That being said, I was bored. So was it a bad episode? I don't know. I think as a casual Star Trek viewer, if you are one, then you're going to enjoy it. You're going to get something out of it. That being said, I still think it was very early on to be doing this, right? You've got an actor, the calibre of Anson Mount. And Anson Mount brings a fantastic amount of character to Christopher Pike, and he's being underutilized in his own series. Right, when he came into Star Trek Discovery, he was a big draw. When in season 2, when he was there, he stole the scenes. He stole that show right out from the Star Trek Discovery cast. Hence why he was given his own show set on board the Enterprise. And now they're not using the guy. Is he off busy? Is he on holidays? Is he filming something else? I don't know. He's at the very end, sat in his seat, but that's about it. You know, his lines are about as short as, I don't know what they're as short as, but there we go. Yeah, for me, it was one of them episodes that was on the screen. I was fiddling with my phone. I wasn't engaged in really what was going on. Because ultimately, the story means nothing. The whole episode means nothing. It will lead to nothing. Carol Kane reprises her role from the first episode as Pelia. She gets a nice little bit to do at the beginning. And lo and behold, she's the one that is in the past, because she's lived the whole lifetime, the amount of years they've lived, and on Earth, undercover, their alien race and all this sort of a thing. She's there. They go to her for help. So, you know, nice for her to get a little bit to do. But ultimately, I feel like, I don't know, I want to discover the rest of the crew still. I don't feel like I know enough about everyone to be stepping away from ship set stories, from stories that involve that entire crew. I don't know, it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me, this episode. I was a tad bit disappointed. I need Anson Mount back. I really do. Anyway, that's it. I'm leaving it there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit the subscribe button. We can talk Star Trek, and maybe it'll be back to form next week. We shall see. Or is this whole season going to be a bit of a letdown?